When we have John Mullen, who is the planning director for the town of Waterford. Good morning, John. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jonathan Mullen. I'm from the town of Waterford. I'm the planning director. Just a little bit about myself. I am a lifelong Waterford resident, graduate of Central Connecticut State University. I've worked as a planner in the city of Hartford for 10 years, the town of Glastonbury for 6 years, and since December in the town of Waterford as the director of planning. Thank you for having me here today. I'm excited to come and talk about fun things that we're doing here in the town of Waterford. So let's talk about some of the big things that everyone always asks me about. One of the first thing is the airport. We were in talks with some developers out of Wisconsin called Skinnell. They were looking at purchasing the entire property and developing it for industrial. However, that never, like most, you can't always land the big fish, and that was a big one. So we're hoping that and we're still in communication with the property owner's representative, Penny Parker, and hopefully, we will be able to attract a tenant. Some of the challenges we face with that are the exit that was closed at the way station. So the first selectman and our lobbyist have made efforts to go to Congress to actually get that reopened. So we can have access directly in front of the property, because right now the only access up is going west on Parkway and south to the on and off ramp. So there also continues to be challenges with topography, wetlands, and species habitat. So those are things that people who try to develop the spot usually end up running into. So we're hoping that we can, through the town, through any efforts that I can do, or the first selectman and the Economic Development Commission, we can hopefully find someone for that property. One other area we're working on for economic development is Magle Point. We have a developer / landowner. His last name is Versa. He's purchased several properties down in the Magle Point area. He's put his national headquarters, or actually world headquarters, down there. He's also put his accounting offices down there, and he has 2 more properties that have been approved, one for a wine bar / restaurant, and he's also opened up a private pickleball court club, which will be opening hopefully sometime in the summer. So we're looking to try and get some more life down there, because it has kind of languished down there in the Magle Point area. From the town side, we're working with the state of Connecticut on redeveloping what is state land right now and turning that into an overflow parking lot for the existing fishing parking lot, but using that overflow parking lot as additional parking for future businesses that we hope to attract. We've been in contact and talks with one property owner who owns property currently, is looking to do some residential, and then another prospective property or developer who's looking to purchase some land and do possibly some mixed use development down there. Challenges on that spot are always going to be flood zone. It's tidally influenced. The flood zone was tidally and non-tidally influenced, and the minimum height of the building is 13 feet in the air. So that's always a challenge. So we hope to continue to work with anyone who's interested in the Magle Point area. Another big one we have is the mall. Again, we were hopeful. We were in talks with some developers out of Boston on a potential mixed-use, transit-oriented development, affordable housing. We were looking to do the whole shooting match as far as the reuse of that property. They weren't able to get the land, so it was purchased by another developer who. At this point that's not made public. They're doing their due diligence right now. We're not quite sure where they're going to go with it, but we are going to be open to being a good partner for the developer, whoever that may may be. The way that, I don't know if you're familiar, the mall is actually 6 different pieces of land. And the mall's built over all of it, and so, the piece that was sold was actually just the mall, JCPenney's. Not just, but the mall, JCPenney, Christmas tree shop, and the 2 restaurant out parcels, that's what's sold. Sears and Macy's are now part of that, and they, to my knowledge, Sears did not transfer. They may be coming to a separate deal. Macy's was not for sale and it did not sell, and they actually are interested in engaging with the town on doing development of their own, independent of what's going on with the mall, so.
Is that condominiumized?
It's, or, yeah, well, no, it's a subdivision, it's all, so when you were walking out of Macy's into the mall, you were walking across the property line. It's very complicated, and makes, so whoever, if someone was to get the entire piece, they would have to acquire all the land together and deal with all the different owners with different goals in mind.
Were there land use restrictions on the sale that recently happened? Like, do you guys have any idea what it's gonna be used for?
Well, we think that it's gonna be the same, similar to what it is now. I don't think I think it's not gonna be a big change. But again, I don't know, until the names goes, I'm not gonna, I don't know who the developer necessarily is to tell. I don't know if that's information that's public yet, but once it is, it should be available soon, then we'll know, for sure.
I have spoken to several store owners in the mall. And one of them had given me because I was talking to him about a property, and he had said that he had the option to purchase part of one of the parts instead of leasing it. They could either lease it or purchase. So are they maybe turning it into a lease condo kind of a situation?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't have that information.
It seems like the tenants have a lot of information, and I'm trying to find out if their information is valid.
And do you mean commercial lease condo thing?
Yeah, it's all commercial. I mean, I know some, I don't want to be specific on who and what stores that they were looking to lease, but that was the option that they were given.
I'm not aware of what the mall tenants have been, what their dealings have been with the previous owners and now the new owners. But I think it'll all be coming forward fairly soon. I know Seritage is still listed as the owner of Sears, who is, and I don't know what their plans are, but I do know that Macy's has told the first selectman that they are looking to, work with the town on possibly some zoning, to allow for development that would be different from to develop something new, but also keep it within a master plan. That was what my predecessor, Abby Pearsall, was working on with them prior to my arrival. And when they re-engage, we will be in discussions on, what we can do to help.
But it'll be retail of some sort.
It could be retail. There was a talk of residential, a mixed use type situation, so.
Macy's?
Again, it was all preliminary, it was all, conceptual, but the idea was that maybe there's another, there was a pivot from, just purely retail and to maybe more of a mixed use. And my personal opinion is if there was a way that we could turn this into, if you've been to some of there's some pretty nice developments up. I know there's one up in Massachusetts, the one that I visited. Where there's a nice mix of retail, there's office, there's residential, both market rate and affordable. So you could do a lot of things. We have.
You mean a repurposed mall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly with some sort of demolition involved of the existing mall, but again, all of that is in the future, and right now, it may be something that isn't on the table because of where everybody is. So I don't, really all the information on the mall that I have, you know, and the challenge again, I'm trying to give what's going on and then the challenges. Challenges for the mall are separate ownership right now because it is all separate and it's not one owner. One owner would be great because then we could figure out which way the whole parcel could go. But we have separate owners and so we will work as best we can with whoever the owners are and then try and make what their goals are, try and help them as best we can through, you know, zoning, working with them on, you know, development and, so, you know, and their plans and what they'd like to see happen there, if it's possible. And if it's not, then we'll work that out with them too. Let's see, so, I've been working with, the next thing I'll talk about is the, small business grant program. That was a very big deal, economic development in Waterford. We received money through ARPA. This is prior to my arrival again. I came in, as most of the projects I do, I'm coming in at the, you know, to push the thing across the goal line. I've missed the beginning of it, but I came here for the end. So, small business grant program was done in 2 rounds, and forgive me, there we go. In 2022, the town of Waterford awarded $78,000 to the first cohort of 8 recipients. I believe the max ask was $10,000. So each one of those was awarded to different business owners throughout town. And then in 2023, when I was here, I arrived in December 22, and I was able to help finish out the second round of small business grants awarding, and we gave out $91,565.01 to the second cohort of 10 recipients. So total, we gave out, you know, through ARPA, but the Economic Development Commission being the, you know, the arbiter of the money, we gave out about $170,000 in small business grant loans. And, you know, those small businesses use them for all variety of different uses. Some paid rent, some paid for equipment, some paid for, geez, I can't remember all the things they used it for, but, so I'll list the names of the, you know, Waterford Fitness, Soundcraft Inc., Mystic Creative Products, Stephanie's Hair Care, Capital Uniform, Supreme Pizza, Case Cart, William Ernst Contractor, and Bartelli. They're a contractor as well. They all received anywhere between $2,000 and $10,000 in grant funds.
What kind of requirements they had to get the grant?
So they had to apply. We had an application process, and they had basically they had to put the reasons why they needed the money, how it was COVID related, so how COVID impacted your business, and then what you were planning on using the money for. There were certain parameters that you could use it for. You know, there were certain things you couldn't use it for, and forgive me, I can't remember what the disqualifiers were. But and then we had a consultant, Brianna Regine, Visionary Consulting. That group worked with the planner, Mark Wojciech, and the Economic Development Commission on screening all the applications and then going through and making recommendations on awardees. On June 1st, the first selectman, the chairman, Ed Lusher, and another member, Kathy Gagnon, we got to go around with all those big cardboard checks and give them out to people. And if you want to see any more of that, that's on our town website. And finally, we've been working, as Kathy knows, my job is been trying to kind of not repurpose, but hone in the purpose of the EDC, the Economic Development Commission of Waterford. It hasn't really had a clear direction in the past. So that's what we've been working on, trying to establish what it is the EDC can help do within the parameters of our government system in Waterford. And so we've been working with, again, the same consultant, VRBC. We've done kind of a mini marketing campaign. We've done social media posts through The website, we've posted stuff, we've, put it on the First Selectmen's Facebook page. Kind of trying to get the word out there, mostly about what we did with the small business grant program. To try and get awareness that, you know, the EDC is here, we're here to help, maybe, you know. Find resources, give idea, you know, have I be there to bounce ideas off of them, so that's really kind of where we're headed now. That's it, well, this is kind of what we've done now, the future is to try and really give the EDC a real strong foothold as a resource for small business owners in the town.
So you're still doing the program?
Oh, yes.
It's not related to COVID anymore? but-
No, the EDC, well, so yes, the small business grant program was, and that is over. So, those were funds that were designated through ARPA. And so any remaining ARPA money is, has been given, it's been sent back to the finance department for them to figure out what to do with it next. And then, but the Economic Development Commission, that is a once monthly commission meeting, and, you know, our goal now is, as we move forward, to have that be, a tool for small businesses to come in.
Do
And
small businesses have to be a new business, or existing business can be?
nope,
Okay.
we're in there for all businesses. You know, and that's one of the things that we've been working on, is trying to figure out what we can do next. So we have we're working in, for fiscal year 23-24, we're gonna be working on our EDS, our Economic Development Strategy. So that's gonna really kind of hone in where the town and the commission are gonna, where we hope to be going. And then we're also gonna make sure those things align with Sector, Southeast Connecticut. I don't know what the acronym stands for, but they're the Economic Development Commission for the region. So we'll be working with them to make sure that our goals are in alignment with them, see if they can help us as well. So that's my my update. I'd be happy to answer any questions if I can.
We had some talk some years ago about the Jordan Village, kind of a village zoning district promoting a little downtown idea. Is that any traction on that?
Well, as far as I know there was a grant awarded for doing a Jordan Village rezoning. I'm not sure, again, as I came in December, I've been trying to find out where everything is, so that's one of the things that I'm also looking for, because again, that would be our portion of our village downtown as well. It's not necessarily our economic, you know, like where Stop and Shop is and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's still something that we're looking to continue to move forward.
So the zone, it hasn't been rezoned with architectural design stuff or anything like that?
Not yet, no,
Okay.
that has not happened yet.
I have a question about, the community that Scott Gladstone is trying to get approved to build. What's going on with that, and what else are you doing to increase housing and affordable housing, units in Waterford?
So the development, you're referring to, it's on 109R and 130. Forgive me, I can't remember, there's two addresses there, but it's, two pieces of land that's being developed, 47 modular units. That right now is coming as an 8-30G affordable housing, set aside project. And the Town Planning and Zoning Commission, or the Planning and Zoning Commission, met last Tuesday, and they had a public hearing, and public hearing has been closed, and they are going to vote this coming Tuesday. So it's again 47 units, I believe 17 or 18, whatever 30% must be of that number is going to be.
How did the public hearing go?
Units. will be affordable, 60% at 80% area median income and 15, and so you take the 30%, you break it into, so it's basically 7 units at 80% area median income and 7 units at 60% area median income. How did the public hearing go? It was lively. There was neighborhood opposition to the project. People were residents who were directly adjacent to the property were expressed concerns about the density, the environmental impacts, traffic. And so those were all of those concerns were expressed. You know, the way that 830G works is that it is not subject to zoning at this point. Oh no, and never will be, because it's an affordable housing development under section 8-30G. And so you know, they do not have to follow setbacks, any of the zoning requirements in order, you know, provided that they meet the minimum 30% affordable housing criteria. So the way that the town is bound by the section, the legislation they're compelled to approve it. Unless there's some sort of significant health, welfare, and safety concern that outweighs the need of affordable housing in the town. Currently, the town of Waterford is at 5% of its housing stock considered affordable. And you need to be at 10% in order to be exempt from 8-30G. So, you know, they're provided, you know, through the staff's review, and the town attorney has reviewed it as well. You know, we did not find any significant public safety concerns that rose to the level that couldn't be adjusted on the site plan, or rose to the level of outweighing the need for affordable housing in Waterford. So I don't know, you know, I never know you know, I never predict how a planning and zoning commission is going to vote, but they will be voting on Tuesday night. And as far as yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's adjacent. It's actually it's next door to the Clark Lane Middle School. There's 2 properties there. As far as increasing affordability in town, we do have an affordable housing plan. You know, there's suggestions in there about, you know, modifying the zoning regulations to increase the opportunities for multifamily. And ADUs has already, so Public Act 2129 compelled towns to either follow the new state regulations, which were very relaxed as far as approvals of ADUs, or you could opt out and not change your regulations. The town of Waterford chose to opt out and then rewrite the regulations to the town of Waterford. Right now, ADUs in Waterford, after the new zoning regs went into effect, are an administrative site plan approval. There's varying levels of there's varying sizes that you can have. You can have detached, attached. You know, we've made it pretty. We've been very accommodating to residents being able to develop their property and allow for ADU. So that is one thing that the town has done to try.
And are there restrictions on who an owner could rent to?
Nope.
Right.
No. We had in-law apartments, but we had always had some sort of way to have an accessory unit. But this way now we've expanded even further to what we previously had. And our affordable housing plan has got several goals, which the town, you know, will continue to examine and see how we can, you know, how we can incorporate affordable housing into the fabric of the town, since that it's not, it's just not a big deal. That's kind of the goal. That in my profession, that would be so that, you know, housing that everyone can afford.
Is Waterford below affordable housing requirements?
It is. So
How-
so we're about we, along with several, I'd say, a good portion of suburban towns in the state are at about in the middle. We're not by far, we're not the worst, and we're certainly not over 10%, but we're at about 5. Give you some, East Lyme at 6. Montville's at 5.1, we're at 5.6. New London is at like 25, Groton's at 22. So, you know, that's kind of our snapshot. There's other towns, you know, but a lot, if you look at the affordable housing appeals list, you'll see that there's anywhere from 1% all the way up to 9%. And we fall right around 10, right around 5%. So we got a ways to go, but we're certainly in the middle of the pack and we're working to try and get it so that we can increase affordability.
Good news.
Is there anything going on with the old Cohansey school property?
To my knowledge, no. I have not seen any new development proposed for that. On the affordable housing, note, we do have an affordable housing project that is just north of Target. I believe that was approved. And I think, again, that's 40 something units, again, percentage of which are affordable, so.
Is that over 55 or is that no?
No, that is just general.
That is a good segue into senior housing. Does Waterford have a lack of housing for seniors, and is there anything happening?
Well, we care, you know, we certainly want to have our seniors be able to stay in Waterford. That's a big portion of affordability as well. It's not just folks who don't have, you know, who are, you know, in, you know, young families. It's also seniors who are looking to downsize from maybe the, you know, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 square, you know, 2,500
Which
square
would
foot
free up
house.
housing stock.
Yeah, that they have, and the kids are gone, or maybe they don't. They want one floor living, or they don't want to maintain their yards anymore, whatever the reason may be. So we, you know, we have, it's a priority for us to make sure that our seniors have good housing available. And on that note, I can give you an anecdote from the new Waterford Woods development. All of the first floor apartments or a lot of the first floor apartments, not all of them, were rented. The Kevin Daly, who was the developer for that, had indicated to me that, you know, most of the 88 and first floor units are occupied by seniors. They jumped at it, and you know, that is, and they provided, I think, 10% affordable, and that on their own. They weren't compelled to. We asked them and they obliged.
How many total units are there
And
in Waterford Woods?
400 when it's all said and done. It's phase 1 is almost done. Phase 2, they haven't started yet. So.
And what amenities do they have there?
They have lots of amenities. They have a pool, a clubhouse. They have, I believe there's gonna be, I was in the clubhouse. I don't know what's gonna be in there, but I know that it's gonna be in adjacent next to the pool. There's gonna be, you know, the clubhouse. They're also going to be a pollinator garden. There's gonna be walking pathways, dog park. There's multiple grills, gas grills that are throughout the whole complex, that each resident will have like a fob or a code that they can turn it on and use it. And when they're done there, you know, it just gets charged when it counts to them. So they have a lot of great amenities. And from what I understand, you know, they had to put a hold on leasing out the last building because there's that much demand for that housing. So.
Any requirements? I have a few people that I know that are adjacent to that, their backyard now overviews, and it's an eye catcher when you're in somebody's backyard where you had nothing there before. Are they required to do anything, or is the town going to do anything for these homeowners?
The property owner, the property owner is going to provide screening in the form of, you know, evergreens. The buildings themselves what I understand, will be lower than the, the top of the building is going to be almost or close to at grade with the backyard, so they won't be directly looking into it from what I understand, but they will preserve existing, because there is existing vegetation up there, and they're gonna supplement that with, their own.
Are we talking about Scott Gladstone?
No, this is
Village Avenue.
This is, Kevin Daly's project, Waterford Woods, so
Oh.
there's My Rock Avenue, and then there's Willits, and My Rock is the road she's speaking of. Now, as far as the Scott Gladstone's project, he will also provide screening for the residents on Clark Lane in the form of a vinyl fence and some arborvitae.
I understand that project, there was opposition because it looks like mobile homes. Is it mobile homes or is it different than
Mobile homes aren't allowed.
So it's like a
There's no-
tiny home that's like a mobile home, but it's not a mobile.
No, they are manufactured homes, they're mobile homes, they're modular homes, but even if they were, they're considered double wide, trailers. No, they're not trailers, but they are, regardless of if they weren't permitted, because our town does not permit them, but that would be preempted by the 830G. So they are gonna be 47 manufactured homes, and slab on grade. So, yeah, there was some opposition that it was gonna look like that the word, they did use the trailer park, and they said it, but they're gonna be, slab on grade. 1,500 square foot, they're pretty big, they're not small units.
I've driven by
Three
and, what, was it in Salem? It looked like,
Oh, yeah,
a beautiful,
yeah, I have a client who just moved in.
mobile home park, but they didn't look like mobile homes.
Yeah.
Is this the one that if you go off Salem, and you go on the rotary and you head right and you go up, there's like a big development back there?
I don't know, I was on my
It's,
way to that ice cream
um,
place.
It is near
Is it
the,
near the Montville border, like close to the?
yeah, it's near the old Colchester Road
Yes.
and, is that 82 there?
Yep.
And it's in the.
So
woods.
do those places like that get listed in the MLS as a mobile home, or are they a single family home?
No, those are rentals,
What if they were,
I
like,
believe.
what would they be?
Aren't they the same idea as the ones that are being built in Montville, the 55 and over, the newer ones on across from the
I
other,
believe
so
so.
they're 55 and over.
Like across from Hillcrest.
Right, and
across the
basically you're
street.
leasing the land in those properties, you own the property, but you lease the land. I don't know if
Client
those are
who
the same.
just moved into that, she's renting it, so I
Okay,
don't
so you wouldn't
know.
know. Cause some of those 55 and older communities, like the one in Montville, it is,
Yeah,
they are homes, they do put them on MLS, but they are leased land.
yeah,
But you're still responsible for your own land.
but
Yeah.
you do or you don't check mobile home?
You
No,
don't, it's
you
not a
don't.
mobile
Don't.
home. It's actually a home.
Do we have any
Um,
questions from our Zoom guests? Okay, cool.
Any news on Seaside?
Good question.
Not anything that I know of I know that we've, it's a state park, and that's what it's gonna be. I don't know what the status of the
Well, that's
buildings are.
fine.
Yeah, it's a state park.
Such a beautiful piece of
Yeah,
property.
it's very nice. It's a great place to walk.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you so much for coming today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Any, I brought some business cards.
Do you want to leave that, your paperwork with us and I can send it?
You can, let's see, these just kind of got my notes on it. This was not necessarily a presentation. I just needed it for my reference point, so
Yeah.
I can send you
You want an
information.
email?
Yeah, I'll send you some stuff.
Who's the main contact for zoning issues now?
Wayne.
Okay,
Well, Wayne is our zoning enforcement officer. I'm the head of the department, so it all eventually goes up to me. But our new zoning enforcement officer, Wayne Scott, he just recently came on board. But we all kind of pitch in and help out.
so Mark is not there?
Well, Mark is there. Yep, and he's been working with Wayne.
Okay,
And John, how do we reach you? What's your email address and phone number?
My email address is jmullen@waterfordct.org. And I brought 3 business cards to give, so,
And your phone number?
860-444-5813, just ask for John.
Okay, I just put it in chat for you guys if you wanna grab John's information. Once again, thank you for coming up.
Oh,
today,
thank you
John.
for having
I
me.
do appreciate it.
Have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you.